Hello, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you just finished the prior video where I show the EasyMail tool in action, letting some kids and some parents know what they have and haven't done. This video, I'm going to go over how to set it up. I'm going to go a little bit fast. I'm not going to explain everything in super detail, but I will show you how to look at the documentation so that you can do it yourself. So when you open it up and you click the button, you're going to get this. You probably made copies of Google things. We're going to do this and make a copy. It might have to think for just a couple seconds here, possibly partly because of my internet connection, but also there's a lot of stuff within this document here. Not a lot of formulas, but a lot of JavaScript. So it's going to open up and it's going to have some panels. And these panels are very important because they have information that I really want to make sure that you know. So make sure that you read these in detail and understand them before you close them. So the panel here on the left, this basically tells you don't mess with anything between B and E. Don't delete anything in these hidden columns here. And they're hidden for a reason. There's formulas in there. Don't want to delete the formulas. If you do, you can fix it, but you just want to try not to delete them in the first place. Once you understand that, we're going to go here, and then we're going to click delete. Okay. Then this right here talks about the controls. These are the things that make this whole thing work, and they're the little buttons. So we got a plus and a minus. This is what makes the columns here for the emails open and close. So we're going to use those a lot. And this right here is a refresh. This deletes the data that collects over here. Remember when I was entering students and sending emails, it collected the time and the date. I don't need that forever. So this will delete it, refresh the entire screen. So that's how I would use that. It's no worry if you happen to do this and you realize, oh no, I needed that information. That's fine. It's always going to be stored in the log anyways, so you can feel free to delete whenever you like to delete. So that's what that's for. Then we've got this button here is going to open up the form that we're going to use to write the message form to write our messages on. And then I've got these little drop downs. Week 1 says right there, but it gives you all the weeks. Want to make sure you choose the right week. And then this right here is going to open up. These are the default subjects. Now, a couple things. You saw me type in a subject on the prior email. You can do that. And you can also add to this list. And I will show you how to do that in just a few minutes. So get rid of this right here and delete. And these are the instructions. I'm not going to go over these at all. The reason being is I'm about to do that verbally. So these are here for you to read if you forget anything that I have said. So I'm going to delete these so that we can get moving right along. Okay, step number 1 for you when you get this, you're going to put your names in. So that's your first task. That's really the only thing that might take a few minutes is getting your names done correctly. And they have to be done correctly. So when you have them ready, you're going to copy the whole list, not the headers, just the whole list of names in the right order. I'll show you that in a second. And you're going to go over here to F2, click right here, right click, and then you're going to paste value, paste the values, paste special, paste values. And the reason why we're not just pasting is because sometimes there's different references and things that are kind of hidden within the script of what you might be copying somehow. And this basically eliminates that. It just gives us values. And that really is helpful if we're going to use these right here. These filters will be built in. This helps you sort. You can sort ascending, descending. You can just isolate a class, whatever you like. It's really important, really handy to do that as well. So also a caveat, I mentioned this in the last video, these are not my students. I used a random name creator that I made. I'm using the Social Security Most Common Names database, and so these may look like people that you've heard of, probably so, because they're common names, but they are not my students. Got to make sure that we protect the privacy rights of all of our kids and everybody else. And so yeah, these are just random names that that I generated. So it's very important though that we do it this way, that we have this is the period, like this, okay? And then the class, whatever you want it to say in the email, okay? And then the student's name, and then you can have up to 3 emails. You're going to have the student email. You'll have one of those for everybody. You should have one parent email, at least one for everybody. And then the email 2, you don't have to have one. Some of these don't, but if you do, that's great. You can't have any more than that, though, but definitely going to have one for student, one for parent, possibly one for the parent email too. You're going to get these in here. And of course, they just have to be legit emails. They want to be syntaxed right with, the .org or .com or whatever. And so once those are in, then I can just go ahead and close this up. So those are in. Oops, this is important. Whenever you open this up, you are using my code that I wrote. So you're going to have to authorize it. I wrote this code to help all teachers who use Google for their email server effectively help kids by helping teachers help kids. So this is good code. This is not going to harm anything at all. You got to authorize it. No worries. We're going to click continue. I will click my school email address, go down here and click allow. Very good. And when you do that, you have to then redo the script. So I'll click this little minus sign again, and now it's going to close those. Good. So a couple things that I noticed, the instructions that I closed earlier say that we got to fill in this. This says enter your from information. This is what displays on an email when it arrives in an inbox. So basically the list of emails, if you don't put anything here, it's just going to have your email address. You don't want it to have your email address. You want it to have something better. So I will put Mr. Anderson, Tidwell Middle School, enter. And notice when I entered it, it disappeared. It didn't actually go anywhere. It's still there. Notice up here. I just had the text turn white so we don't have to worry about seeing it. And there's a reason why. But it's there. And if you want to ever change it again, you can change it again. No worries. Okay. Now, one very important thing, and this is mentioned in the directions about the names. The names have to be first name, space, last name. Can't have a middle name. Can't have periods. Can't have any of those things. Sometimes we have those students who have 2 last names or more. If that's the case, you have to put those names together with a hyphen or something. Hyphen is the best. So if it was like Walter Ambrose Diaz, it would be Walter Ambrose hyphen Diaz. So you'd want to take a minute and go through your list. I don't have any because I just generated these right here, and make sure that you've got everything here in the right way. And the reason why is because the way this works, this whole system looks for the first name based on having 2 names. That actually happens in here. That's why we want to keep this protected. If you have 3 names, this doesn't understand what to do. So it's really important that we get that right. And so once I have my names right, I'm really ready to go. This is how fast that is. So I just get to click this little arrow here. This is going to open up the bar. And I will also mention these tags as well. So we're going to type our messages in here. And we got to select a student. Let's select Andrew. Here we go. And we'll select a week. Let's say it's a current week. It's week 5 in my district right now. And then we're going to select Andrew finished his work. So we've got this right here. So this is automatically going to get science. So this tag is going to read the science part, and it's going to get the week. And it's going to read week 5. And so it's going to basically say work finished for science for week 5 is what it's going to say on the email subject line. So that's there. Now for my message, I have tags that I can use as well. If you watched the prior video, I was putting in a variety of those things because I want my messages to be personalized to every student so that everybody gets something that's just kind of unique to them. It looks better, it feels better, people appreciate that. Here's the available tags. They're called variable tags, and when you hover over them, you get a little information. It says use these to personalize your message. So if you go full name, that's the bracket, full bracket. Notice it's all lowercase, got to have the brackets. If you want to do a first name, that's brackets around first, again, lowercase. The course name is called class, and that's in brackets. The week is just week in brackets, and the period is the period. Probably won't use period right now since you're doing distance learning, but if you keep this tool for the next school year, definitely you're going to want to use that. Now, I will tell you for period, it's going to read whatever is here. So it'll say first. Well, first doesn't really mean anything if you just say, you were going to be late for first. So what this actually does is it puts first, and then it puts the word period in there for you. So it's going to say, you don't be late to first period. You don't have to worry about putting the word period. It adds that on to the end. So it figures out what the period is and puts the word first. So I'm ready to do it. Now this person finished their work, so I'm going to go, hi, and I usually do my brackets first, then I use the back arrow into them. First name, because I'm talking to the person individually. Great job getting your, do my brackets, class, which will now say science, work done for, and put week in there, period, thanks, whatever you want, and then I'm actually Coach Anderson, or Mr., whatever you want to call me. So that's my message. And I normally send these to students and parents because parents are just as interested as students, and if they got the work done, maybe more interested. There are definitely, of course, things you can send to just the students. So we'll go here, students and parents, and that's going to send the email, and it's going to update 7:30, 4:28, and it says it's done. So he's green. I don't have to worry about him anymore. And this is what the email looks like. It comes up here, very simple. It says work finished for science week 5. From Coach Anderson, Tidwell Middle School. Hi, Andrew. Great job getting your science work done for week 5. Thanks, Coach Anderson. There we go. That is how fast you are going to be taking care of your kids. I'm telling you, this is going to increase the ability that you have to serve your families. This time is pretty tough for everybody. You're going to be able to use this tool to alleviate some of that pressure. Let these kids know they got done. Let these parents know they get done. I've been using this for a bit. My kids can't wait to get this email. My parents also. They all say thank you. They love the feedback. You're going to be a hero if you use this. As you can see, I've been talking. We're at 10-minute mark on the video. You're going to have this up and running and working in under 6 or 7 minutes. Now, there's one final video if you want to watch it. It's going to show you a couple bells, whistles, tricks. I'm going to show you how to change some information in here and that. So this video is done. Feel free to go ahead and use it. If you want to check out the next videos to figure out how to fix problems and add a couple extra things you can do, then feel free. Otherwise, happy helping those kids, and let me know if I can do anything for you. Take care.